Story 1. AITA for telling my roommate that I don't give a fuck about her boyfriend's allergies. I, 24F, have been living with my roommate Layla, 25F, for about 10 months. We have a 2-year lease, so I really want to fix this so we're not miserable for the next year, and to start I need to see if I'm in the wrong. Layla started dating Kyle about 6 months ago. Kyle has severe food allergies to shellfish, nuts, and soy, as well as a lot of more mild/moderate allergies. I use nuts and soy a lot in my cooking and some occasional shrimp. At first, Layla would tell me that Kyle was coming over and I would just adjust whatever I was planning on making if it was something that would be aerosolized, mostly nuts, and this was fine. He's never had any reactions at our apartment from my food. But it's slowly escalated, and now they want me to not keep any ingredient in the apartment that could cause him anaphylaxis, even if I'm not actively eating or cooking it while he's over. I've refused and they've both pushed back a lot on it, and I snapped a little and told them I don't give a fuck about his allergies. I can accommodate him to an extent, but I don't care if the contents of my cabinet make him uncomfortable. He doesn't need to be near my things at all. They're being very dramatic and insisting I'm gonna kill him with my selfishness by having closed jars of nuts in the kitchen I pay to use. But I'm not going to have my diet restricted by someone who doesn't even live here. Layla isn't speaking to me at all right now, and I feel a little bad now because I do understand how serious allergies are, but I also think they're overextending boundaries by telling me what I can or can't eat when he's not even here. Update. I sat down with Layla a few days after my initial post and really talked with her about why I felt her and Kyle's request was unacceptable, and I laid out my biggest concerns. I eat mostly plants, so nuts, soy are like 50% of my protein. So my grocery bill would increase because I'd have to make it up in animal products. Who's going to pay for that? I'm not vegetarian, but I don't really want to eat like that, and I definitely don't want to pay for it, so would they make up that increase? I honestly didn't trust them to stop there. I already did what I felt was a reasonable accommodation, and it wasn't enough, so how long till they take coconut, eggs and tomatoes from me too? It was weird AF to ask me in the first place, and I felt really disrespected because this is my home and I don't take second place to a guest. I can to her, personally, of course, but that doesn't extend to the apartment. I said I would agree to continue not using his serious allergens when he was present or soon to be, and that was the line. It didn't go over well at all, and Layla told me I was overreacting and I could just do it, and kept talking over me when I tried to say that I wouldn't. Eventually she slipped up with the, "Well, what if he moved in?" and I said absolutely not, and ended the conversation with her for the night. We argued in circles about it for nearly 2 weeks, and once it was out, she didn't drop it. I realized it wasn't going to get better, so I did what I didn't want to do and told her that I was going to the landlord about breaking my part of the lease, and she freaked out. I don't know where Kyle's money goes, but apparently he doesn't have any because she was yelling about not being able to afford it on her own, and he couldn't help even if he moved in. I told her that this had gone way too far and I didn't think I could be happy living here with her anymore. If it were easier for her to leave instead, that would be fine too. She was really upset, and I said I wouldn't force her out or leave her suddenly on the lease alone, but it was one or the other. Eventually she accepted it and decided she would move back in with her dad. That was the end of April, and she's fully moved out as of this week. My childhood best friend Allie has been flip-flopping on moving to my city for forever now, and me calling and saying I had a cheap open bedroom if she came right away got her to finally pull the trigger on it. And it helped Layla out because she didn't have to pay to break the lease since I agreed to cover the full rent at my own risk. Allie has stuff to tie up in our home state still, but she's already sent me half of July's rent. I just gotta squeeze for a little while, but I'll make it. I'm super excited to see her and show her around. Plus we've been cooking together since 4th grade, so that'll be a nice change, lol. And I can get a cat. It's been a bit of a rough couple of months, but I'm very happy with how things are looking right now, so I just wanted to share with you guys. Redditor comments. 1. NTA Kyle doesn't live there. If his allergies are so severe, he probably shouldn't be putting himself in harm's way by coming to your apartment. 2. Is he on the lease and paying rent? No? Then NTA. You are. You live there. You have a right to live there with your food and belongings. I think it's great you're trying your best to be considerate of his allergies in your cooking, but that should be the limit. 3. NTA, Kyle doesn't even live there. If he feels endangered by the ingredients you keep in your cupboard, then he shouldn't come over. You didn't sign a lease to live with Kyle. I think the fact that you were adjusting what you'd cook when you knew he was coming over shows your willingness to compromise. Layla and Kyle are clearly not interested in a compromise, they only want things their way. 4. NTA. Kyle's not on the lease, and this wasn't part of the arrangement you made when you and Layla decided to live together. A reasonable ask would be to not eat or allow the allergens in the living room, or Layla's bedroom, so Kyle has a safe space when he comes over. I'm not saying that, even if you refused that, you would be in a hole, but at least to ask is reasonable. To tell you what you can and cannot eat or even have in the house, whether or not he's there, is overstepping. He doesn't live there and he's not on the lease. Surely Kyle lives somewhere, why can't Layla and he hang out at his place instead of yours, and avoid the danger entirely? 5. NTA. This is crazy, he doesn't even live there. If someone has a severe allergy, it is their responsibility to manage that, not yours. A grocery store won't hide all their peanuts when he walks in the door. I don't know why they think you should have to change anything. The fact that you would change your cooking is beyond nice, in my opinion. Usually people with sensitivities bring their own food/containers/whatever they need to make it safe for them. Story 2. AITA for slowly throwing away all of my sister's belongings. Okay, so after I, 28M, got kicked out of my apartment, I needed a new place to stay. My sister, 24F, is living at her friend's house and says they are cool with me crashing for the summer. I only need about 3 months anyways. When I show up, the place is a mess, and even worse, the room I was supposed to take is a dump ground for my sister's stuff. The kitchen is cluttered and disgusting. The bathroom is cluttered, moldy, and stinky. I decided to stay anyways because hey, free rent. Over the course of the past month I have been cleaning and decluttering everywhere I could. I can't believe her friend puts up with her. Actually, she is also responsible for the mess. I have thrown away countless cups, plates, canned food, candy, pasta, coffee, tea, hair accessories, cheap rings, sandals, Tupperware, trash, clothes, hats, countless socks, etc. I know it sounds like this stuff could have been donated, but all of her clutter comes from cheap dollar stores. They both love having me as a roommate because they think I am handy. I am. Slowly my sister has been noticing her stuff missing. She has questioned me and even called me asking if I have seen her shoes or whatever. I just deny seeing it and say I only throw away expired food, duplicates, or broken stuff. I am able to get away with throwing stuff out because I only do it on trash day. LOL. Yesterday I messed up though because I forgot it wasn't trash day. I had filled the trash can with a bunch of my sister's clothes and I was too lazy to take the trash out. She rarely uses the kitchen trash can anyways since she doesn't clean up after herself. I was wrong and she noticed. I came home to an emptied out kitchen trash can in the middle of the kitchen and she demanded I explain myself. I simply said that I had a trash box and a good box and that I emptied out the wrong box while I was decluttering the laundry room. She didn't buy it. I am doing her a favor and her friend a favor, but they just don't see it. AITA? Edit. Okay people, I am the a-hole. After reading many comments and arguing with y'all, I see it now. I still need time to think about what to do next, but I for sure need to apologize and offer to replace everything. What I have learned, I was essentially stealing. They didn't ask for my help. My actions make hoarding worse. Not sure if it's full-on hoarding, but I am not helping. They are doing me a massive favor, not the other way around. I am a guest. Detail I left out, I have no job. I got kicked out of last apartment because landlord wanted her daughter to move in closer to her. I am sleeping on the couch because that's the only space available for the moment. Redditor comments. 1. YTA. And a liar. Okay, the place is messy. But you don't know what is important to your sister and what is not. I can understand throwing out expired food. But not objects. Instead you took it upon yourself to clear out stuff you didn't consider important without taking your sister's feelings into consideration. Even worse, you lied about it. Your sister noticed things missing. That was the time to come clean. Instead you denied even seeing the things that you were busily throwing away. It wasn't your place to do that. You weren't doing anyone a favor. You were being a bit of a bully. Admit what you did to your sister. Apologize. Offer to replace items you've thrown out. Say that when you clean in future, you'll put items in a box for her to sort through later. And do her a favor by moving out as soon as you can. You don't sound very trustworthy. 2. YTA. You're literally throwing away her belongings because you felt like it? Can't be bothered to ask where they go? I understand wanting to live in a clean environment, but you don't get to actually dispose of someone's shoes/clothes/jewelry, etc. You're cling there for free. The amount of entitlement here is mind-blowing. 3. YTA. Come on, you know you're the a-hole. I get where you are coming from in wanting to clean declutter, but you are obviously throwing away things she uses. This also isn't going to teach her how to not be messy or over-collect. It's just going to reinforce her behavior. 4. YTA. It's one thing to throw away cheap items, out-of-date foods, and junk. It's another to throw out someone's clothes that, apparently, are wearable. I get it, they may be old and dirty. But it's not as if they couldn't be washed and reused. 5. YTA, and you should know this. What you're doing is actually stealing. You're stealing your sister's clothes, shoes, rings, etc., and throwing them away. This is honestly pretty stupid because they're doing you a favor. Why would you bite the hand that feeds you?